In 2008, a cracked-out sports talk show was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit: the comedic murder of Oakland Raiders owner Al Davis. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the AO Team. Audibly Offensive Radio, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Central on WWPM MediaNet.
What does Audibly Offensive Radio have in common with your girlfriend? Both of them are on my computer screen right now. Oh, baby!
Guys, let's close.
That was a great line.
Oh, I know. Guys, we got a few more lines that we do need to get out of here, and since Lemke is here, that means he's actually written some material for us. So, Chris, how do we close this show out the way that we used to in the old world? Let's give 101.9 FM of Fox FM, a taste of what they're really going to be getting themselves into with Audibly Offensive Radio. Let's close it out, buddy. What time is it?
Because I have a buzzer beater that one day Patrick will say correctly, and it'll make people laugh.
Well said, well said, well said. Lundy, go.
Hey, Pat. So it turns out that Yao Ming might not be done with his attempt at global domination. He just accepted a position in the People's Republic of China as a legislative advisor. While denying that he has any desire for a political position, he is now the youngest delegate of a country that already owns America. Is it time to be scared?
Well, as much as I fear the day when Yao Ming gets an eye patch, a chair that turns melodramatically, and a fluffy baby panda to pet maniacally, surely the USA will answer by calling on its own super tall super agent, Sean Bradley. On second thought, all hail our supreme tall Chinese leader.
Hey, Lundy.
What's up?
Hey, Lundy. Oh.
That was just rude.
I know. As if the world of former NBA centers hasn't gotten weird enough, Dikembe Mutombo is also back in the news for representing his country. This one, however, might not be in the most positive light. Turns out that Mutombo is still playing for the Nuggets, as he's become the frontman for a possible gold smuggling ring out of his own country. Are you buying this one, Lundy, or are you ready to wag your finger and swat it away?
True or not, you have to love this story. It's like above the rim meets blood diamond. Dikembe forced to betray his country by an evil African dictator played by Forrest Whitaker. He's one-eyed, by the way. A harsh exposure to the gold smuggling trade. An intense born action thriller as Mutombo battles back from oppression to free his family through a climactic one-on-one game in the Kenyan wilderness with a talking leopard voiced by Nathan Lane as the referee. Mutombo, of course, will be played by Daniel Day-Lewis and Katy Perry as his wife, because we want white people to see it. Dikembe Mutombo, a nugget of love.
Nice.
Hey, Todd. I kind of figured that this story would be right up your alley since you live near the city that Rocky made famous. A place where boxing is still loved and revered as the same day as every day some idiot climbs up those steps and makes an ass out of himself at the top. So you, of all people, should be thrilled to hear that Jersey Shore's Snooki has now started a boxing promotion. And of course, you're wondering who in God's name would actually join this. Meet Paddy and Paul Hyland, champion Irish boxing. Are we about to see a boxing revolution?
Well, I know we want to laugh this one off, but I think this is a great thing for the sport of boxing. I mean, if MMA is the natural progression of boxing, then Snooki fighting is the next evolution of mixed martial arts. We're already seeing fighters line up around the block to get a chance to revolutionize the sport. The bout begins with both fighters doing 7 Jaeger bombs, followed by a mandatory dance party where you'll be judged on how many ring girls you hook up with. Finally, the fight begins, and the first person who doesn't die from advanced strain of herpes and syphilis wins the bout. I hear they are closing the signing of Brock Lesnar versus Lindsay Lohan for the first main event.
Yeah!
Oh, hell yes. Guys, 2 words, road trip. Hey, Lemke. So it turns out that Tim Tebow even wins for losing. He's already been named the Broncos starting quarterback for 2012. CBS wants him as an analyst for the rest of the postseason, and Katy Perry is going to try and Tebow on his face. Come on, let's face it. The guy is Jesus.
No one is denying this. In fact, we have now gotten to the point where Tebow has taken in Katie Magdalene, He has John Elway the Baptist convinced that he's the real deal. The disciples of the NFL are ready to hear his word. It's just time to give up and accept the fact. I look forward to the day when he flips out on Drew Rosenthal and Scott Boras, and Roger Goodell is forced to order his execution after the NFL Players Association decides to take Ryan Leaf over him. To make matters worse, Mel Gibson is personally making a documentary of the Patriots-Broncos game called Passion of the Tebow. We get to see every agonizing fumble, sack, and drop pass in slow motion until finally Demetrius Thomas denies that he is his quarterback 3 times, and Skip Bayless is sobbing in the corner.
You mean Demetrius Thomas?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, and that would be Drew.
Damn it, Krista.
And that would be Drew Rosenhaus, not Drew Rosenthal.
Yeah, Rosenhaus.
Yeah. Hey, look, at least when I fuck up...
the Jews are going to kill Jesus again. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Hey, really? We go from Yao to Dikembe to Snooki to Tebow. Lemke, I missed you, buddy.
It's fun.
Oh, yes, it's very fun. Well, guys, that's going to do it for another exciting edition of Audibly Offensive Radio. We will be back, same Audibly Offensive time, same Audibly Offensive channel, next Monday night, and Tuesday and Thursdays on WWP and MediaNet, and Wednesday nights at 6:30 Eastern on 101.9 Fox FM, our new affiliate. Thank you to all of our staff. Thank you to everyone that makes the show possible. It's going to be fun. James Lacey, that poor son of a bitch, has no idea what he's gotten his ass into. I think he should have talked to Jake Leonard just a little bit more. But anyway, I digress. For our in-house Giants fan, Mr. Chris Lundy, for my best friend in the entire world, Mr. Chris Lemke, my name is Patrick Swafford. Tune in next week on Audibly Offensive Radio when Todd Bobenrieth says...
My cousin Walter jerked off in the public once. True story. He was on a plane to New Mexico when all of a sudden the hydraulics went. The plane started spinning around, going out of control. So he decides it's all over and he whips out and starts beating it right there. So all the other passengers take a cue from him and they start whipping it out and beating like mad. So all the passengers are beaten off, plummeting to the certain doom, when all of a sudden, snap, the hydraulics kick back in. The plane rights itself and it lands safely and everyone puts their pieces or whatever, away and deboard. No one mentions the phenomenon to anyone else.
Well,
what?
did he come or what?
Jesus Christ, man, there's just some things you don't talk about in public.
You actually had me prepped for that one.
That is great.
That is fucking terrible.
Hey,
if you saw it in context... What's that?
I'm just saying that if the ice doesn't look like it's sturdy enough, you don't stand on it. Especially if you can't swim.
All right, hey, whoa, time, guys. Todd, remember how Lemke was on silence for that one, for the rest of that one topic?
No, that escapes me.
You're on silence for the rest of the show next week. Good night, everybody.
The following announcement has been paid for by Audibly Offensive Radio. Okay, that's wrestling reference number 1. The guys at Audibly Offensive Radio have made it a point to keep track of them every week on their show, which you can hear Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Central on WWPM MediaNet. While Pat, Todd, Krista, and both Chris's cover the week's biggest sports stories, they occasionally break off into a tangent. Like, did you realize that 9 wrestlers from the 1992 Royal Rumble are dead? That's 9 out of 30. Holy shit, man. Okay, I digress. It's the show that's changing sports podcasts. Audibly Offensive Radio. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Central on WWPM MediaNet.